Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Sing this song by Sundar Das Thakur Maharaj. Gauranga बोली थे हमें. Gauranga बोली थे नयने बबे नीरा. गौरांग बोलिते हमें फूलक. आर कबे निताय चंदेर करुणा बे. Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hoibe Akote Kabe Ham Bhujavase Jugala Rupa Raghunatha Pade Rahu Morasha Pratana Karaye Sada Narotamada Ulaka Sharira Hari Hari Bali Tena Yane Benira Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Hare. Naya Abhini Rajaya Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari Jaya Jaya Nityanandaram Jaya Nityanandaram Nityanandaram Jaya Nityanandaram Nityanandaram Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai. Nitai Gaur Haribal, 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 Nitai Gaur Haribal, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur Haribal. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य बीपीटी फाउंडर आचार्य सेवियर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड शिल प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर शिल प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य शिल हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की मथुरापुरी धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा मैया की यमुना मैया की भक्ति देवी की श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्र मैया की श्री श्री गौर निताय की ग्रंथराज श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की श्रीमन चैतन्य महाप्रभु की Nitai Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. नमामि विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. The meaning of this song is, when will that opportune moment come to us when there will be shivering of the body as soon as we chant Lord Gauranga's name. While chanting Hare Krishna, when will there be tears in the eyes? When will I obtain the mercy of Lord Nityananda Chandra? When by his mercy will the desire for material enjoyment become very insignificant? When the mind is completely purified, being freed from material anxieties and desires, then I shall be able to understand Vrindavan and the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna. And then my spiritual life will be successful. When shall I be very much eager to study the books left by the six Goswamis, headed by Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami? By their instruction, I shall be able to properly understand the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. My only aspiration is to attain the lotus feet of the six Goswamis, headed by Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. Narottam Das constantly prays to attain their lotus feet. Srila Narottam Das Thakur Mahashaya ki jai. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Welcome to our evening discussion, which is the continuation of Sri Chaitanya Leela from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrit. Morning session we were discussing how when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was leaving for South Indian tour, Sarvam Bhattacharya was very much feeling separation. In fact, he fainted also. But Mahaprabhu, regardless of what happened to Sarvam Bhattacharya, he proceeded. In that context, we discussed Kusumadapi Komalam, Vajradapi Kathoram. How the great souls, they sometimes are harder than thunderbolt and other times softer than flowers, because whatever is required for the mission is of great importance. So Mahaprabhu proceeds, and when he goes to Alarnath, then Nityanprabhu finds Mahaprabhu inducing everyone to chant Hare Krishna, dance, and then he makes the prediction that this kind of chanting and dancing will take place in every village, town, city, and that's what we find. Prabhupada made it come true. And then Mahaprabhu proceeds for his South India tour. So we'll continue after Mahaprabhu comes back from South India. When he was in South India, when he was not yet in Puri, here King Prataprudra, whose capital was in Katak, he comes to Puri to meet Sarvam Bhattacharya. And he says that I heard that one great Bengali devotee, great pure devotee, came here, met you, you had some conversation, he offered his mercy to you, and I want to know about that. Then there, Sarvam Bhattacharya says, not some great pure devotee of the Lord, he is Lord Krishna himself. Hmm? He is, as the name is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then King Prataprudra says, because you say that he is the Supreme Lord Krishna, I accept it totally. So Prabhupada says that how this is how one should accept the words of the spiritual master, as it is. Sarvam Bhattacharya said Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, and Prataprudra accepted it thoroughly. So then he says that I want to meet him. Could you please arrange my meeting with him? So he says that is very difficult because he's a sannyasi. He doesn't like to meet somebody who's a king. But when he comes, he says that where is he gone? So he's gone for South India tour. Why did you allow him to go to South India? When Lord Jagannath is here, what is he doing? He says that we cannot understand. Great souls, they travel to deliver others. So he's gone, and he would anytime be coming back. He will require a place to stay. It should be close to Lord Jagannath's temple, but it should be quiet also. It should be kind of secluded. Now around Jagannath temple there are a lot of markets and a lot of people, so a lot of noise in that sense. So how to know the place which is close to Jagannath temple but simultaneously quiet also? But immediately King Prataprudra says that is Kashi Mishra, like Kashi Mishra's house. That is most suitable, close to Jagannath temple also, and secluded also, not noisy and all that. So then he says, fine. So King Prataprudra sends that message. That message is given to Kashi Mishra, and he feels that's a great fortune that Mahaprabhu would be staying in my place, in my house. That's my great fortune. So we'll see some of the shlokas from Madhya Leela, 10th chapter, the Lord's return to Jagannath Puri. इत कहीं राजा रहे उत्कंठित हया भट्टाचार्य काशी में श्री कोहिला आसिया. After saying this, the king became very anxious for the Lord to return. Sarvam Bhattacharya then went to Kashi Mishra to convey the king's desire. काशी मिश्र कहे आमी बड़ो भाग्यवान मोर गृहे प्रभु पादेर हबे अवस्थान. Kashi Mishra said, I am very fortunate. In my house there would be lotus feet of Prabhupada. Prabhupada means here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone at whose lotus feet several other Prabhus, masters, devotees have taken shelter. Such a person is called as Prabhupada. So Prabhupada gives long purport about Prabhupada word. So Kashi Mishra feels himself very, very fortunate. ए मत पुरुषोत्तम वासियत जान प्रभु के मिलित सबार उत्कंठित मन. This way, all the residents of Purushottam Dham, that is Jagannath Puri, they were very eager to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When would he be returning? Because it's now like sensation. He is going to come because Sarvam Bhattacharya has said, and King Prataprudra has already arranged a place. So very soon Lord might come, and then all are very eager. सर्वलोकेर उत्कंठाया बे अत्यंत बाटिला महाप्रभु दक्षिण हैते तब ही आइला. When all the people's utkantha, eagerness, reached height, then Mahaprabhu came from South India tour. So morning we were discussing after the class, if you are eager for something, that would be arranged for you. As Jesus says, knock and the door shall open, seek and you shall find it. Just like I was giving example, if I am outside somebody's door, waiting half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, and afterwards door opens, and I say, what nonsense, I have been waiting here for 2 hours, you did not open the door. I said, but sir, did you knock the door? Did you ring the bell? No, I did not do that. Then how would I know inside that you are outside? Now also I did not open for you, I am going out, that's why I opened the door. So you have to knock the door, then the person inside will open it, not just like that going there and standing there. Similarly, you have to knock the doors of Lord Krishna's heart, that I want mercy. I want mercy of your devotees. I want mercy of Guru Maharaj. I want mercy of Krishna. Then Krishna, it is not just to be spoken, it is to be seen in actions also. Krishna wants to see whether we are really eager. If we are eager, he will arrange. I was giving example of Dhruva Maharaj. He was intense in his desire. I have to get kingdom greater than my great grandfather. And who can give me? God. Okay, where does he stay? Jungle. I'm going to forest. At once, 5-year-old child. I was telling how I had been there. It's near Kanpur, Bittur Road, around 15-20 kilometers away from Kanpur city. So where Valmiki Muni's ashram is also there. Laukush, Sita Devi's children were also born there. Nearby only, King Uttanpa's palace was there. Now also, if you visit that place, as I visited a few 6, 7, 8 years back, so that place now also is kind of forest and dense. For me, not very dense, but night even I would be fearful to be there. It's not. It's a secluded place. No houses, no people stay there. Ganges flows nearby. So that small boy, 5-year-old, lakhs of years back, how how did he travel through that path? But he was so intense, and because he was intense, Krishna in the heart of Dhruva, as Paramatma detected that is very intense. Immediately he arranged Narad Muni to come there. So that is how Lord is very merciful. But we need to be eager. Yathamam prapadyante. As much as we are ready for Lord's mercy, Guru's mercy, that much it will come. One has to have that eagerness. It will come. Mm, Definitely it will come. So here it is saying Sarva lokera utkanta yabe atyanta badila. When everyone's, that means these Purushottam Vasis, the residents of Jagannath Puri, when their eagerness increased to height, then Mahaprabhu Dakshin Haite Tabahi Aila. This is true. We cannot say this is poetically put that anyway Mahaprabhu was going to come. So here it is said that these people's eagerness increased. So that time Mahaprabhu came. It is not like that. It is not like that. When they were ready to receive the Lord, Lord came exactly at that time. Similarly, when we are ready to receive the Lord, Lord will come in our life. Just like I was giving example, one Mataji girl kind of, she asked Prabhupada that Swamiji, why did you come so late? Why didn't you come early to our country, Miss America? Prabhupada said, you were not ready then. You were not ready then. That means Prabhupada was ready. He would have come in 1960 also, 1955 also, 950 also. But you were not ready. Now when you are ready, then I have come. So many times we are very eager to have association of devotees. We say that, but we don't mean it. If you are really eager, Krishna will arrange. Like one devotee was saying that he wants to know the pastimes of his would-be spiritual master. But then personal servants who know so many pastimes of spiritual master, they are very busy. They are somewhere else. I don't get to meet them and all that. So then I was telling, if you are ready right now, you tell your spiritual master from whom you want to take initiation. Right now, his personal servant will come here and he will give you 2-3 hours and he will tell you all the pastimes of spiritual master. But are we ready? We'll say, oh Prabhu, now class went overtime and my lunch, my prasadam. So we will give our excuse. Okay. So if we are ready, immediately they'll come. And I was just thinking that time only that and today evening only there is one lecture by three close associates of His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj. They are going to speak about Radhana Maharaj pastime. So I was wondering, but I am also not ready. I want to give class. I want to serve you all. So like that, so many devotees are there ready. If we are ready, immediately that thing will come in our life. But thing is, we say that I am ready. I am not yet ready. If we are ready, immediately Krishna will arrange. There cannot be any delay. Just like Gajendra, when he intensely prayed, Lord Sri Hari from Vaikuntha planet, he started on Garudji. But Garudji was going quite slow. So slow that Lord said, come on, hurry up, go fast. Gajendra is in danger. Crocodile has been already catching his feet 1000 years back. So now come fast. But Garudji could not. Then Lord jumped off and he took Garudji in his arms and went with high speed. Garudji was dragged. So just see the eagerness of the Lord. If we are taking one step towards Lord, Lord will take 10 steps. And his steps are Vamandev, Urukram steps. Uru means big, Kram means step. Big steps like Vamandev steps. So Lord is ready. We cannot blame the Lord. Prabhupada in 4.15 or so in Bhagavad Gita purport, as well as in fifth chapter, somewhere in the middle, 15, 16 shloka, same verse he quotes from Vedanta Sutra. Vaishamye nirgrunne na sapekshatvad yatha darshayati. So one disciple of his name is Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, Adi Purush Prabhu, when he came to GBC college in Pune, he was quoting this and he was highlighting this. Now imagine Prabhupada writing this in fourth chapter purport also and in fifth chapter purport also. There must be something important in this. Otherwise, why is he quoting the shloka as well as the meaning of it? So he says Vaishamme. Vaishamta means Vishamta. Partiality is not there. Vaishamye nirgrunne. Grunta means krurta, means cruelty. So Lord is not partial, and that means unfair, and Lord is not cruel. That means Lord is fair and Lord is merciful. Vaishamye nirgrunne na sapekshatvat yatha darshayati. This is not seen in the Lord. What is not seen? Unfair behavior and cruel behavior. He's always merciful. He's always fair in his dealings. Sometimes we feel that a lot of partiality goes on. Even ISKCON devotees feel that in our devotee community, so much partiality and all that. No, we cannot see like that. That is our faultiness, our problem, our lack of Krishna consciousness that we feel like that. Because Krishna is arranging the situations around us. He has sanctioned them. So if you are seeing some kind of partiality, some kind of incompleteness, that is your lacking, your fault. Because Prabhupada says in Sri Ishopanishad, all sorts of incompleteness is experienced due to the incomplete understanding of the complete whole. C capital, complete whole, W capital, referring to Krishna. So if we find there is some incompleteness, that is because of our incomplete understanding of the complete whole. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. All complete units coming from Krishna who is complete, and still Krishna remains complete. Like a paper you take and you tear it off in the middle, it becomes half. But that is not the case with Krishna. Krishna remains Krishna always, never becomes incomplete. So we have to be very clear. We cannot say that Lord is partial, Lord is unfair, Lord is cruel. He was giving very nice example. Like he was saying that uh, I am going in the room and suddenly I hit my small toe of the foot with a table. Ah! Or we may say, Hare Krishna. Who kept this table here? In the middle of the room. And then I remember, oh, I only kept yesterday night. How did I keep it here? I should have kept it aside, na? Whatever the purpose I used it for, then I should keep it aside. No, but then I thought it's too late in the night. Tomorrow I could do it. And I did not do in the morning. And now hit my thing. But how did I think in that way then? It's like analyzing. We are only analyzing all this, what accident happened. And so ultimately, who is the cause of all causes? Krishna. So because of Krishna only I suffered like this. So all blame to Krishna. Krishna is cruel. This is how we sadhakas, practitioners, we may say Krishna is merciful, Krishna is nice, but when it comes, some trouble comes, then we come to know who is who. Our real nature comes out. Just like the spies are there in the enemy camp. So it's very difficult to know who is a spy in our all the soldiers, because the spy knows the language of this country also. He speaks very fluently. He acts exactly for as per the norms. So there is a test for it. In the night when he's sleeping, and when you doubt maybe this particular fellow is not from our camp, he's from another party, enemy's party. So in the night when he's sleeping, they will take something very heavy like hammer kind of thing, and they will hammer it on his finger or something. And night when he's sleeping unconscious, when he gets up, he will cry in his own language. He will not cry in the enemy's language. Let's say he's from America, English speaking, and he's in Russia. So he will not speak Russian language. Automatically he will speak English language, American language. So that is how it is called. So when we are in trouble, our real nature comes out. How deep we are in spiritual life is understood when we are going through some serious difficulty. There we will come to know whether we are thinking Krishna is merciful or Krishna is cruel. We may say Krishna is merciful, but then that time we'll say, what, oh Lord, what is this? Like there is a story of one Joe. He was devotee of God, and Saturn. This is Bible. So Saturn wants to test this Joe. How good is he a devotee of the Lord? So she asks, my dear God, could I test your devotee, Saturn? God says, okay, fine, test, but don't kill him. She says, no, 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 I will not kill him, but I will test him. So, okay, fine. So now Saturn, Maya, Saturn means in our language Maya. So Maya starts giving exams to examinations for our Joe. So his business collapses, and all the people saying, Joe, just see your God. Where is your God? Your whole business collapsed, and you are now like a poverty-stricken man. He said, no, no, it's all good only, like that. So that test is passed in one sense. Then his son dies, and all relatives, Joe, just see what your God is so cruel. He killed your son. He says, no, no, not like that. So he passes that test also. Then his wife dies, and then also people come, relatives come, they are crying, they are shouting, what is this your God doing? He said, no, no, all that. But then afterwards, his body is completely in disease. He's not able to function properly. He's all alone. And that time, at one time, then he cries out, oh God, what are you doing? Now I have been serving you so long. And then he cries out. And then God comes and gives him comfort. But the point is, he broke down. So we all have our breakdown points. In engineering, we have a graph. In that, I forgot. Good that I forgot. But there's some yielding point, breakdown point, and which other points? Stress point, threshold point. Basically, a particular metal or something, when it is tested for something, so there are different points. This is the point when it may break. This is the point when threshold, something like that. So like that, we all have our threshold point or breakdown point. And when tested to that point, then we immediately shout, oh God, Krishna, Gauranga, what is this? I am your devotee, 16th rounder, initiated devotee, senior devotee, and what not I did for Prabhupada's mission. I distributed so many thousands of books, so much prasad, so much fund I collected, so much I contributed, and this is what you do. So we'll collapse. So that's why Tatte anukampam sushtamikshamaano bunjana evatmakritam vipakam rudvagvapurvir vidadhan namaste jive tayo mukti pade sadaiva. So this was quoted by Brahmaji in his prayers, 14th chapter of 10th canto. So this is very nice 8th shloka. So Prabhupada has often quoted this verse in the context of devotees. So devotee, when he's undergoing difficulties, he thinks this is all because of my past misdeeds. In fact, I am supposed to suffer hundreds and millions of times more. But because I am trying to serve Krishna, Krishna very mercifully has reduced my punishment, my suffering to one in some insignificant extent. This is just a token punishment. Just like a devotee while cutting sabji, he cut his finger, blood came. He went to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, what is this? Why did Krishna cut my finger? Prabhupada said, your hand was to be cut according to your previous past bad karma. But Krishna saw that you are engaging your hand in cutting sabji for him. So he gave a small, insignificant token punishment. So accept it. So devotee was happy like that. So he, with his body, mind, and words, with folded palms, continuously surrenders to Krishna. Such a devotee is rightful candidate for liberation from the cycle of birth and death. This is very easily said than done. We can easily say, when difficulties come, I'll be Krishna conscious. But when actually we are going through difficulties, then it will be known how deep are we in our Krishna consciousness. So here they are very eager. So Lord has appeared. Lord is reciprocating. Everything around us is according to our desires, according to our what we deserve. Nothing is less, nothing is more. Exactly as per our desires and deserving factor. So we cannot blame the Lord. One who blames the Lord is not a good devotee. He is immature in his understanding. That's what Prabhupada is saying. All sorts of incompleteness is experienced due to the incomplete understanding of the complete whole. We use many times in ISKCON, because to run an organization like ISKCON, worldwide organization, we need management, whether locally or globally. So many times those who are in management are blamed like anything. Oh, this manager, this president, this HOD, he's like this only. He's like this. So many blame, so much blame comes. But if only we are mature, we can understand we are kept there. You are made the HOD, you are made the president. Then we'll understand. In Marathi they say जावे त्याच्या वंशा तेव्हा कळे. When you go to a particular family, particular kula, then you understand what is that life like. Not so easy. Mm. So we don't understand otherwise. So we should not blame. Blame game is the pastime of idle mind, not ideal mind. Ideal mind will say, Bhajahu re manna Shri Nanda Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare Dullabha Manava Janama Satsange Tataho Ye Bhava Sindhure. So this is ideal mind. My dear mind, please chant Hare Krishna. Chant the names of Lord Hari. They will make you fearless. But idle mind will keep brooding over all these complaints. This is not good, that is not good. So and that's how we cannot chant properly. So here all the devotees in Purushottam Dham, they are very eager to receive Mahaprabhu, and exactly that time Mahaprabhu entered in Shri Purushottam Dham, Jagannath Puri. शुनियानंदित हैल सभाकारमान सबे आसी सार्वभौमे कैल निवेदन. When they heard that Mahaprabhu has come, they were ecstatic. They approached Sarvam Bhattacharya with a request. प्रभु रसहितामा सबार करह मिलन तुम्हारा प्रसादे पाई प्रभुर चरण. Please, our dear Sarvam Bhattacharya, please arrange our meeting with Mahaprabhu. By your mercy, we could achieve his lotus feet. So this is the way to approach the Lord, not directly, but through a devotee. Through Guru, we approach Krishna. How to know whether Krishna is pleased with us or not? We can know whether Guru is pleased with us or not. We can ask Guru. If Guru also is pleased or not, how to know? By devotees around us. Are they pleased with us or not? If they are pleased, Guru is pleased. Guru is pleased, Krishna is pleased. So that is the formula. So here they are very clear. Not going approaching Mahaprabhu directly. They go through the medium of Sarvam Bhattacharya. So then Sarvam Bhattacharya says, Bhattacharya kahe kali kashi mishre raghare Prabhu yai benataha milaba sabare. So tomorrow he says, you all come to Kashi Mishra's house. Mahaprabhu will be there and I will introduce you all there. Aradina Mahaprabhu Bhattacharya Sange Jagannath Darshana Kaila Maharange. Next day Mahaprabhu with Sarvam Bhattacharya went to take darshan of Jagannath, and he was completely ecstatic taking darshan of Jagannath. Mahaprasada diyataha milila sevakagan Mahaprabhu Savakare Kaila Lingan. He was given, Mahaprabhu was given Mahaprasad, and he made the associates, the servants of Lord Jagannath. He embraced them all. Darshan kari Mahaprabhu chalila bahire Bhattacharya anila tare Kashi Mishra ghare. After taking darshan, Mahaprabhu left for the house of Kashi Mishra, which was going to be his residence. And Bhattacharya brought all the other devotees also. He brought Mahaprabhu to Kashi Mishra's house. काशी मिश्रासी पडिला प्रभुर चरणे ग्रह सहित आत्मा तारे कैल निवेदने. Kashi Mishra, when he saw Mahaprabhu has come, he fell down at the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu and he offered himself along with his house. He requested Lord to accept all of that as his own property. So this is offering everything to the Lord. Manas deho geho jo kichu mor arpilu tu apade Nanda Kishore. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said, Manas, my mind, Manasa Deha, my body, Geha, my house, all that which I claim to be mine, O Lord, I offer it all in your service. So that is how Kashi Mishra is also. His house, and Prataprudar requested or Bhattacharya requested to be offered to Mahaprabhu. One small place, as we know, Gambira, in that house also. He is not thinking that my house, I am doing favor to Mahaprabhu. He's saying everything is yours, so Lord, me included. So that is the mood. We should not think that I am doing favor to the Lord or pure devotee spiritual master. Like, what is the name of that disciple of Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur? Jagat Bandhu Chittaranjan Prabhu, I think. That famous Grahastha Prabhu, who earlier Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur with some brahmachari sannyasi disciples was residing mm, in one another ashram, in one other Gaudiya Mutt, but it was falling short. So many brahmacharis and place was small. Some of them would sleep below staircase also, because there was lack of place. So then this particular Prabhu, Grahastha disciple of Bhaktan Thakur, he sold whole of his property, his living house also, his wife's saris, ornaments, nothing remained with them except that Mataji with her sari and this Prabhu, and no house for them. He sold whole property, and with that he got this Bagh Bazar temple constructed with the marble and all that. Bhaktan Thakur was so pleased. He said he's more than a sannyasi and he has no place. Now he should be given ashram, place in ashram, brahmachari ashram, he with his wife. And he was saying, how could he stay there? We brahmachari, there's nothing doing. He's more than a sannyasi. He has offered everything. He will stay there. So this Prabhu was so great. He says, Guru Maharaj, what can I offer you? I am also yours. It is your mercy upon me that you accept my insignificant service. I am also yours. So this mood was so pleasing to Bhaktivedanta Thakur. And what a disciple, what a high class attitude he has, that he thinks everything is Guru's property. It's not my property. So that mood is there. Such a disciple is already liberated soul. And because of his service to Guru, the Guru's blessings, he will definitely go back home, back to Godhead. So this is the mood of Kashi Mishra. प्रभु चतुर्भुज मूर्ति तारे देखाइला आत्मसात करी तारे आलिंगन कैला. Mahaprabhu showed him four-handed form, very beautiful Vishnu Murti form, and he accepted him by embracing him. So this is the benefit of those who offer everything in the service of Hari Guru Vaishnavas. Lord will reveal himself to such a devotee. Because he is hearing the scriptural injunctions, he knows that everything belongs to Lord. I should offer everything to the Lord. And one who does so, one who fully surrenders to the Lord will reveal himself. In the Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter, Krishna says, Matchitta sarva durgani mat prasada tarishasi athachettu ahankara nashrosasi vinangshasi. He says, Matchitta sarva durgani. You just focus your chitta, your mind on me. Matchitta, and then what will happen? Sarva durgani tarishasi. You will cross beyond all the hurdles, obstacles in your life. Matchitta sarva durgani mat prasadat. By my mercy tarishasi. Athachettu ahankara. But if you don't hear me because of your ahankar, because of your false ego, nashrosasi, you don't hear me. Vinangshasi, you will be destroyed. Very nice verse in the last chapter. And Arjun heard Bhagavad Gita, he acted accordingly. Karishe vachanam tava. And that's why Arjun did not perish, but all the others on the opposite side, they all perished. So those who surrender fully to the Lord, Lord will reveal to them, as he is revealing here to Ashimishra. प्रभु चतुर्भुज मूर्ति तारे दिखाइला आत्मसात करी तारे आलिंगन कैला. तबे महाप्रभु तहा वसीला आसने चौदी के वसीला नित्यानंदादि भक्त गणे. So that time Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat down at the place prepared for him, and all the devotees headed by Lord Nityananda Prabhu surrounded him. So this is that famous picture. All of us have seen that. So this is within Gambhira, and Mahaprabhu sat surrounded by all the devotees, Nityananda Prabhu, Sarvam Bhattacharya, etc. सुखी हैला देखी प्रभु वासार संस्थान यही वासाय हय प्रभुर सर्व समाधान. Mahaprabhu was very happy with that place arranged for him, Kashi Mishralaya. Within that small Gambhira, he was very happy. He was completely satisfied. How many of you had been to Gambhira in Jagannath Puri? Many devotees had been. A very beautiful place. So Mahaprabhu resided there, started residing there. सार्वभौम कहे प्रभु योग्य तुम्हार वासा तुम्ही अंगीकार कर काशी मिश्रेर आशा. Saram Bhattacharya said, this place is just befitting you. And you accept it, please. It is the hope of Kashi Mishra that you do that, that you accept this. प्रभु कहे यही देह तुम सबकार यही तुम्ही कहो यही से समत अमार. Mahaprabhu is also amazing. He says, यही देह तोमा सबकार. My body belongs to you all. यही तुम ही कहो. Whatever you say, that is agreeable, acceptable to me. That this place, Kashi Mishra wants me to accept. Saram Bhattacharya, you want me to accept, so I accept it. तबे सार्वभौम प्रभुर दक्षिण पार्श्ववासी मिलाई ते लागिला सब पुरुषोत्तम वासी. Mahaprabhu sat there, and on his he sat on the right side. Saram Bhattacharya sat on the right side of Mahaprabhu, and he started introducing one by one the devotees in Purushottam Dham, Jagannath Puri. ये सब लोक प्रभु वैसे नीला चले उत्कंठित हैया छे सबे तोमा मिली बारे. Oh my dear Lord, all these are residents of Purushottam Dham. Navadvip, they are the residents of Jagannath Puri, and they are very eager to meet you. They have been very eager to meet you. तुलसी का चातक ऐचे करे हाहाकार तैचे सब यही सब सबे कर अंगीकार. Just like a thirsty chatak bird is very much crying out because it's very thirsty. Like this, like that, these devotees have been here in Jagannath Puri. Because 2 years Lord had been out for South India tour. So please now accept them. So this is how one should be very eager. Our philosophy in Brahma Mahadva Gaudiya Sampradaya is service in separation. There is Sambhog and Vipralamba, union and separation. So in union there is pleasure, but in separation there is much more pleasure. The remembrance of the beloved is all the time felt in separation. Because when would he come? When would he come? Like all of us have experienced in case we are going home from hostel or whatever. So much eagerness is there. Going home, meeting mother, father, or devotees, whatever that. But then after being there, then we are not so much eager because we are there only. So that kind of dies off or goes down. So Trushika Chatak, thirsty Chatak bird, is always looking when would the Swati Nakshatra raindrop fall and he would capture it. Though there is Manas Sarovar around, crystal clear, pure water, but he won't dip his beak there. Will wait for only that direct water. So that is Chatak bird. Chakor bird also only gets nourishment by looking at full moon. So that kind of. Similarly, Chatak bird, Srimati Radharani, His Holiness Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj explains that how Srimati Radharani is like Chataka bird. So Chataka bird sometimes looking up high in the sky, when would the Swati Nakshatra clouds would give rains, and I would accept that only, nothing else. So sometimes he's waiting, looking up there, and here it is said hahakar, he may cry out also. Sometimes there is only thundering, there is no rains, and sometimes the thunderbolt comes and hits on the head of that chatak bird. He falls in the water of Manas Sarovar, such pure water, but he will not drink. He will fall on the back only. Huh? Why? Because he chased only to Swati Nakshatra cloud raindrop. He will fall on the back only and keep burning because the thunderbolt has hit him. The body is burning like anything. So much temperature rise. So like that is Srimati Radharani. That Krishna and Krishna only, nobody else and nothing else. So she is compared to Chataka bird in that book very nicely. She says also, Ashlishyava padaratam pinastu mam adarshanan marmahatam karotu va yatha tatha va vidadhatu lampato mat prananatastu sayevana paraha. Oh Lord, whether you embrace me or you kick me, whatever you do, you are free to deal with me any way you want. But you remain my worshipful Lord unconditionally. So this is Srimati Radharani's mood. That shloka is also given by Srimati Radharani only. Mahaprabhu has repeated that. Ashlishyava Padaratam. So this kind of utkantha, kantha, ut is raised. That is called as utkantha. Hmm? So when we are eager for someone, uh, though we can see also, but automatically the kantha goes up. So that is called as utkantha, eagerness, intense longing to meet a person. So all these Purushottam were like that. They were longing for Mahaprabhu's association. So kindly accept them. So as much as we are longing to meet the Lord, that much Lord will accept us. Just like child also, small kids, means babies, newly born babies. The mother is inside the kitchen cooking and the child is somewhere in the house. So he may cry sometime. "Ah." So then mother, she just drops her cooking things and she's coming, but then the sound has stopped. She sees that he is playing with some toy he has picked up. Okay, fine. And again she goes, starts cooking. Again he cry. "Ah!" And then again, mother drops everything and comes running. For her, that cooking is also important, but the child is crying. He needs me. So she comes running. But again, he has dropped that toy, picked up another toy. So he's happy. Again, she goes back. Again, after some time, he cries. "Ah!" She will again cry. And then again, but then again, he is happy. But when he cries incessantly, without stopping, now I cannot cry like that. In next birth, you can see me, but this time difficult. But we all know how children cry. My God, they take the whole house on the head. He has to be attended that time. Otherwise, nobody can have peace. He has to be quiet, made quiet. So mother comes running, dropping all the engagement, and picks him up, and then he is happy. Then he may stop crying. So like that, we have to cry. Prabhupada said ours. No, we have to cry like a child. Hmm. Cry to Mother Hara, and she will connect us to our Supreme Father Hari. And His Holiness Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj also said, we have opened a crying school. Outside world, there are laughing clubs. Everybody has to laugh. The teacher will say, all of you start laughing. Everybody has to laugh. Those who don't laugh, he will go around with a stick and he'll beat them. Laugh. My God, he has to laugh. Otherwise, he'll get heavy beatings. So it's a laughing club like that. So ours is exactly opposite. Ours is a crying school. So many periods, period after period, we have to cry only. Intensity may differ, but you have to keep crying, crying, crying. So those who cry, they will get Krishna. Krishna will not come so easily. You have to stop crying for smartphone, 3 BHK, and smart car, electrical car, all that. No, you have to cry for Krishna only. Krishna is famous as jealous lover. He just doesn't like us loving anybody else. Him and him only you have to love, no other person. Then when he is confirmed that you are like that, then he will come. So that's why it's very difficult. So Mahaprabhu is very easy. He doesn't see. Mahaprabhu, Gaur Nitai, both. Krishna means you have to pass with full marks the exam. Gaur Nitai say, no, you just come for the exam, write your name, and you will be passed like that. And if you say, no, 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 I cannot come, they'll say, okay, we will do everything, we'll write your name. At least you come for the exam. And even if you run away, they will run behind you and say, no, just, we'll put your marks. So they are very merciful. That is our only saving grace. Gaur Nitai. जगन्नाथ सेवकयै नाम जनार्दन अनवसरे करे प्रभुर श्री अंग सेवन. So now first devotee is being introduced. His name is Janardhan. He is a servant of Lord Jagannath. Particularly his service is in Anavasar period. When Lord Jagannath is bathed on Snan Purnima day, then he is brought. He has just taken cold water bath from the well, which is not used for 364 days, only once in a year. So water is very cold, and he has taken so many what you call earthen pots filled water on him, and the window is open, breeze flows, he becomes sick, he develops fever. So 15 days he doesn't give darshan. That is called anavasar. Avsar nahi hai jab, wo hai anavasar. When there is no opportunity to have darshan of the Lord, when Lord is sick, that is called anavasar. And this Janardhan, servant of Lord Jagannath, he does service to the transcendental body of Lord Jagannath during that period. Then second, Krishnadasa Namayai Suvarna Vetradhari Shikhi Mahati Namayai Likhanadhikari. This is Sarvam Bhattacharya continued. This is Krishnadas who carries a golden cane. And here is Shikhi Mahiti, who is in charge of writing. Third devotee is also introduced. Shikhi Mahiti. Different devotee services are being introduced. So we can see a devotee is recognized by his service. All these devotees, if you see, name and service. Prabhupada says in one place, a devotee is dead without service. If somebody says, I'm employee for such and such company, and they ask, what do you do? No, I don't do anything. I just go to company gate and then I come back. So he will not be considered an employee. What kind of employee is he? He does nothing for the company. So there has to be a service. So we all call ourselves as servants. Without service, what kind of servant? Prabhupada says the devotee is dead without service. So we have to have our service. Every devotee is recognized by his service only, because we are servants and we have to have service. And to the degree one has more services, to that degree he is a recognized servant, he is recognized devotee. Prabhupada did such voluminous service. That's why he is topmost Mahabhagavat devotee. So if we feel that we are not having enough services, it is individual's responsibility to have services. In fact, that's what we are begging for through chanting. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So one who chants very nicely, he will have unlimited services because he's begging, give me service, more service. And busy devotee will be able to accommodate some more service apart from his busy schedule. And lazy devotee, you tell him, Prabhu, could you please do this service? Oh, I don't have time. Hmm. He don't have time. He doesn't have time. Because he's a lazy fellow. But busy, he will be able to do it. He is doing 10 things, he will accommodate 11th also. That is the sign of a devotee who is accomplished, who is blessed by the Lord. So one should be able to render more service, then he will make a lot of progress. प्रद्युम्न मिश्र इह वैष्णव प्रधान जगन्नाथेर महासोयार इह दासनाम. This is Pradyumna Mishra, who is chief of all Vaishnavas. He is a great servitor of Jagannath, and his name is Das. All devotees and their services. Murari Mahati iha Shekhir Mahatir Bhai Tomara Charana Venuaran Gati Nahi. This is Murari Mahiti, the brother of Shekhi Mahiti. He has nothing other than your lotus feet. He's focused on the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chandaneshwar Simeshwar Murari Brahman Vishnudas iha Dhyaye Tomara Charan. Here are Chandaneshwar, Simeshwar, Murari Brahman, and Vishnudas. They're all constantly engaged in meditating on your lotus feet. So this is also nice dhyan, nice service, meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord. This is called a pada sevanam also. Pada sevanam in that way also, massaging the lotus feet, or also just meditating. Prahara Raja Mahapatra Iha Mahamati Paramananda Mahapatra Ihara Samhati. This is Paramananda Prahar Raj, who is also known as Mahapatra. He is very, very intelligent. ये सब वैष्णव यही क्षेत्र भूषण एकांत भावे चिंते सबे तोमार चरण. All these Vaishnavas are the ornaments of this Shri Kshetra, Jagannath Puri. Ekanta bhave chinte sabe tomar charan. With one pointed attention, they are focused meditating on your lotus feet. So this is the perfection of life. With no other thought, ananyas chintayanto mam ye janaha paryupasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Those who without any other thought, anya nahi, ananya, ananyas chintayanto bham, ananyas chintayanto mam, yatantasya drudavrata. So many places that word comes. So these devotees are like that, he's saying. They are focused in their meditation on your lotus feet. तबे सबे भूमे पड़े दंडवत हैया सबालिंगिला प्रभु प्रसाद करिया. All at once bowed down to the lotus feet of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu embraced them all, gave his mercy to them all. हिन काले आइला तथा भवानंद राय चारि पुत्र संगे पड़े महाप्रभु रपाय. At that time, when these devotees are introduced, that time came one great personality called Bhavananda Rai, the father of Ramananda Rai. He had 5 sons, of which 4 have come with him. Only missing son here is Ramanand Rai, who is still there in Rajamundry or on the way to Jagannath Puri. When Mahaprabhu went for his South India tour, he met him when he came to east of Godavari. Then he crossed Godavari. He came here, and that's where he met Ramanand Rai. They had discussion for 7 days also. Mahaprabhu proceeded further down south in Tirupati, etc. And then when he came back, he again met Ramanand Rai. That time he proposed that you are such an advanced devotee, so expert in the rasas, mellows of Krishna's relationship. I wish to be in your association. So why don't you give up your job and come and join me? So then he puts a request to King Prataprudra, under whom he was serving. And King Prataprudra is so happy. He says, you are so fortunate to get the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You can go and you will get your salary also. Please proceed. So Ramananda Rai is going to come, but little later. This is Bhavananda Rai coming with other 4 sons. Vaninath, Sudanath, Sudanidhi, mm, then Gopinath Patnaik, and one more. Hmm? Kalanidhi, yes. Sarvabhauma kahe yai Raya Bhavananda, Ihara Prathama Putra, Raya Ramananda. Sarvam Bhattacharya continued. This is Bhavanand Rai, the father of Shri Raman Rai. who is his first son. तबे महाप्रभु तारे कैले आलिंगन स्तुति करी कहे रामानंद विवरण. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Bhavanand Rai and he started glorifying Ramanand Rai, who is the son of Bhavanand Rai. Ramananda hen ratna yaha ratanai tahara mahima loke kahana na jai. So one who has Ramanand Rai as his son, who could glorify his glories? Just not possible. So a son by his activities, by his devotion, can make his father famous. So that's how every son should be a great devotee of Lord Krishna. So then he can make his father famous. Otherwise, many times it is just by so-called education. Oh, my son is IS officer, a doctor, lawyer, something like that, or he's very wealthy. That is not the fame. That is some temporary fame. Actual fame is devotion to Krishna. So if the son becomes a great devotee of Krishna, then the father will become very famous. Not necessarily in this world, but in the eyes of the Supreme Lord. Many parents, even devotee parents, they take pleasure telling how my son has become doctor, engineer, but that is not so proper as much as my son has become a devotee, like that. Like sometimes they say, another father, if you ask him, so what, how many children you have? I have three sons. So what do they do? Oh, my eldest son, he's in Boston, and youngest, and the middle one, he's in Houston, and the last one, he is a brahmachari in Hare Krishna temple. That's the most pathetic thing in the creation. Somehow that fellow, God knows what happened. He got frustrated and he became brahmachari. So that is how parents feel sometimes. They are parasites. So one should take pleasure, pride in saying that my son, he has dedicated himself in the service of the Lord. Now we'll come to know what is an ideal father. Here is Bhavanand Rai. You see what he's going to do. It will come next. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started speaking greatly about Ramanand Rai. That Ramanand Rai, whosoever son is Ramanand Rai, he is glorious. साक्षात पांडु तुम्ही तोमार पत्नी कुंती पंच पांडव तोमार पंचपुत्र महामती. Who is Bhavanand Rai? He is Pandu and his wife is Kunti. And all his five sons are five Pandavas: Yudhishthir, Bhim, Arjun, Nakul, and Sahadev. Of which Ramanand Rai is Arjun. Is a combined incarnation of Arjun and Vishaka Sakhi. So combination. Now we may wonder how one male, one female, but this is called as lodging. That in one body only, several personalities have appeared. Just like Haridas Thakur also, he is considered to be an incarnation of Prahlad also, Brahma also, and a son of Ruchik Muni also. Ruchik Muni wanted his son to offer bhoga to the Lord. So he told son, please offer bhoga to the Lord. So son knew how to offer, but it so happened that the tulsi leaf fell down and he did not wash it. He just kept it on the bhoga and he offered it. When father afterwards received it and he came to know, he said, you are behaving like a Shudra. May you be born as a Shudra. So that son also lodged in the body of Haridas Thakur. So it's a combination of so many personalities. Like that is the case with many others also. So simultaneously several personalities are there in a particular body. So here is Ramanand Rai, who is Arjun as well as Vishakha Sakhi. So he says, all your highly intellectual sons are representatives of the five Pandavas. राय कहे आमी क्षुद्र विषयी अधम तबु तुम स्पर्श यही ईश्वर लक्षण. Bhavanand Rai said, I am Shudra, I am low class, I am Vishayi, I am materialist, I am Adham, I am very fallen. Still you touch me, that means you are the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna. Because nobody will do like this. And Prabhupada quotes Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shuni Chaiva Shopakecha Panditaha Samadarshina. A learned man, by virtue of his knowledge, he sees with equal vision a Brahman, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and dog eater with the same vision on the soul platform. निज गृह वित्त भृत्य पंचपुत्र सने आत्मा समर्पिलो आमी तोमारा चरणे. He, what all he is offering now, Bhavanand Rai? Nija, I offer myself, Graha, my house, my vitta, my money, Bhrutya, my servants, Panchaputra, my 5 sons, along with them all, Atma Samarpilo. I offer myself also at your lotus feet. And Prabhupada quotes Manasa Deha Geho in this context. So, Prabhupada disciples were also like that. They offered. I heard Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur's disciples were like that. They would line up here Prabhus and their respective wives on this side. And the Prabhu would come, all his entire month's income, he would keep on the table. Guru Maharaj, for the service of Krishna, please accept it. And then Guru Maharaj would look this side to his wife and would ask, so how much do you need for your monthly expenditure? So whatever the expense, she would tell that Guru Maharaj, whatever. In those days, maybe 50 rupees, 100 rupees. So then he would tell, okay, take 50 rupees, 100 rupees. And remaining will remain there. So like that, all disciples would offer whole, whatever their salary, income, so surrendered like that. And proper disciples were also like that. They would give their everything. Huh? Gopal Krishna Maharaj, huh? Earlier when he was Grahastha, he would stay in temple, attend morning program, then wear shirt, pant, coat, suit, and then he would go for job. He was a manager of Coca-Cola company. And whole salary he would offer to Prabhupada. Nothing for himself. Similarly, Jayanand Prabhu also. He was a cab driver, mechanical engineer, but did not feel like working under some employer. He chose to be a cab driver, drive for a whole month. Whatever the income, he would offer it in the service of Prabhupada. And he gave his life savings, $5,000 to Prabhupada. And that's how Bhakti Rasamrut Sindhu book was published. And Prabhupada thanks him, grateful, his gratitude he expresses that our one disciple, Shriman Jayanand Prabhu, he has offered $5,000 for the printing of this book. So Prabhupada, all the disciples offered their everything. Brahmanand Prabhu, he gave his whole salary, whole income saving to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada was very happy, thanked him. And then Prabhupada showed him 3 volumes of first canto and gave him like that. And he was happy to receive. And then Prabhupada said, you have to pay for this. And said, but Swamiji, I gave all my savings to you. Prabhupada said, okay, no problem. You pay next time then when you get money. Prabhupada was not going to leave him. One disciple offered Prabhupada a big check, a big amount, $108,000. So he thought, wow, Prabhupada will be so happy. So Prabhupada was sitting on the Vasasan. He came and he gave in Prabhupada. Prabhupada saw $108,000. And he was seeing Prabhupada's expressions. That Prabhupada will be delighted. Wow, such a big amount. So Prabhupada was not delighted. And Prabhupada looked at him and said, you could have given 109 means $109,000. Why you gave only $108,000? You could have given $109,000. Because Prabhupada knew he has some pride while giving money. He thinks I am giving such a big amount to Prabhupada. Prabhupada wanted to smash that pride. And that's why Prabhupada said that you could have given $109,000. You are keeping something for yourself. But the point is offering everything in the service of the Lord. That is how these devotees were. এই বাণীনাথ রহিবে তোমার চরণে যবে এই আজ্ঞাতঃ করিব সেবনে. So he said, this Vaninath, O Lord, please five sons. Give me one son, I will train him as a Brahmin, and he will assist me in the missionary activity in spreading this movement. And they would say, no, 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 Swamiji, he is a simple fellow. What? And Hare Krishna is chanting at home, let him at home and all. They did not give, Indians did not give their sons to Prabhupada. So Prabhupada had to go. He had to impose If we control ourselves, our mind, body, senses properly, then we could contribute so much to Prabhupada's mission in the Western countries also. Like my spiritual master is always Radhana Swami Maharaj says, when I die and go in front of Prabhupada, Prabhupada will ask me, what did you do for your countrymen? You're born in America, so what did you do for your countrymen? And I will be silent. How would I answer Prabhupada? So at least at this fag end of my life, let me try doing something in the West. Because, and also one more thing, Prabhupada is Paschatya Desha Tarini. So unless Paschatya Desh has flourishing ISKCON centers devotees, how would Prabhupada's Pranati Mantra down the line be seen? If there are no devotees in Paschatya Desh, then people will say that your Swamiji's Pranati Mantra says Paschatya Desha Tarini. But in your organization, you don't have many of Paschatya Desh devotees. So Prabhupada disciples, they are so loyal to Prabhupada. For Prabhupada's sake, how much they think of Prabhupada and Prabhupada's service. So here is Bhavan. Bhavanand Rai saying, my dear Lord, please consider me your relative. Do not hesitate to order whatever you desire at any time you desire it. So we are all relatives of Krishna, Krishna's children only. Ami se tomar, tumi to amar. Ami to tomar, tumi to amar. You are mine and I am yours. Such intimate relationship should develop between us and the Lord. Lord should be able to say, you are mine. It will be only when we are proving it through our action. Everything we do for Krishna, then Krishna will say, you are mine. And Krishna is ours. प्रभु कहे की संकोच तुम्ही नह पर जन्मे जन्मे तुम्ही अमर सवंशे किंकर. Mahaprabhu is also so much close, intimate with Bhavanand Rai. He says, ki sankoch. What kind of hesitation you are talking, Bhavanand Rai? Tumi naha para. You are not some outsider. Janme janme tumi amara savamshe kinkara. Birth after birth, along with all your family members, you have been my servant. दीन पांच सात भितरे आसिबे रामानंद तार संगे पूर्ण बे amar ananda. In just 5-7 days, Ramananda Rai would come back, and in his association, I would experience complete bliss. एत बलि प्रभु तारे कैला लिंगन तार पुत्र सब शिरे धरिला charan. Saying this, Mahaprabhu embraced him and kept his lotus feet and on all his 4 sons. तबे महाप्रभु तारे घरे पाठाइला वाणीनाथ पट्टनाय के निकटे राखिला. Mahaprabhu sent off. He bade him farewell. He went. Those devotees were introduced by Sarvam Bhattacharya, and then came Bhavanand Rai. He offered his 4 sons, particularly Vaninath Patnaik, and then step by step there will be this Govinda will come, then Paramanand Puri will come.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you
Hare
so much
Krishna.
for the most wonderful class. So, challenge could be for a decision or maybe Lord's will.
Challenge could
Challenge
be
could be for a test or Lord's will to take route, but it may be a test or it may also be that Lord wants a devotee to take route B.
route B means another route.
Another route. How do we know? How do we?
For that, we should approach devotees, our superiors. They will be able to guide us. Sometimes we may not be able to understand. To the degree we have controlled our mind and senses, Lord from within only will guide. He says, Jitendriya Atmendriya, not this. He says, Paramatma Samahitah. What is the beginning? Jitatmana Prashantasya Paramatma Samahitah. Chitoshna Sukha Dukkheshu Tatha Manapamanayo. Jitatmana Prashantasya. One who has controlled his mind and senses, Paramatma Samahitah. Paramatma is already reached. Because we are not controlling our mind and senses, but still have some sincerity, we desire to have Lord or Lord's mercy. So Lord within, Chaitya Guru, Paramatma, manifests in the form of Guru, Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, Patapadaksha Guru. But as you continue following their guidance, their instruction, and you get purified, your mind and senses are under control, then Lord from inside will start guiding you also. So because we might not have reached that stage, so there are so many others, Guru as well as his representatives, whom we could ask in such situation. We may not understand what is this, whether this is a test or this means I should go for some another thing. For Prabhupada, like Jhansi, Prabhupada brought Gauranga Mahaprabhu from Rajasthan or somewhere to establish in Jhansi because he was getting that offer. So Gaurang Mahaprabhu also came. Installment was there and the function was there. But then there were many conditions put by that other party. That yeah, you can preach here in Jhansi and this is what you can do and this is how you should do. Lot of condition. And his god brother, senior god brother, Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, he took Prabhupada aside and he said, Swami Maharaj, I see that there is a problem here. These people are allowing you to preach here, but they are putting so many conditions. Literally, you will become a ritualistic pujari under them, and you won't be able to preach the way you want to. You will not be able to further the mission of our Guru Maharaj here, because you see how many conditions they are putting. So it is not proper for you to continue being here. So Prabhupada accepted it, and Prabhupada did not pursue further. And that Gaurang Mahaprabhu went to Mathura in Keshavji Gaudiya Mutt, and that Gaurang Mahaprabhu is still there in Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj Mutt. So Prabhupada originally had brought Gaurang Mahaprabhu. ISKCON's first deity would have been Gauranga Mahaprabhu, but Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra only wanted to be the first deities of ISKCON. They appeared in San Francisco. So all Lord's pastime, but then it will be revealed. Similarly, Prabhupada was also writing magazines. He was printing. And then one postman, and sometimes it is said the bank person, he said, Swamiji, why are you printing these magazines? People will not take magazines seriously. People will take books, holy books seriously. So you should print books. Immediately Prabhupada said, my spiritual master spoke through the mouth of this, whosoever that person was. So just see, Prabhupada was on very high level. So you could make out that my spiritual master is reconfirming. He said, whenever you get money, print books, not magazines. So he's reconfirming through the mouth of this person. I should go for printing books. So somebody as Prabhupada could make out by himself. But people like us should approach some senior devotees. They could let us know what to do. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, some devotees are there in temple, like they are always ready to accept services. They wake up at 3 a.m. and goes to bed at 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m. And because of this, some devotees became really very sick, and
they became sick. Who got up so early, slept late.
And they are in very harsh conditions. So what should be our first priority, health or services?
Again, we should be in touch with our superiors and ask them. Because we are conditioned souls, if we are not healthy, we'll have difficulty. We are not like Prabhupada. Recently, they decoded means translated, Prabhupada's conversation with one Vaidya from India. The conversation was in Hindi. And Prabhupada in those days was surrounded by all his foreign disciples who knew only English. So when Prabhupada is conversing with that person, that Vaidya, it's Hindi, but it was recorded. And off late, they have just translated it. So what Prabhupada is saying, the Vaidya is saying that you seem to have no proper health for these years. Prabhupada says, yes, ever since I left the shores of India, I had been always having ill health and never had good health. So for all 12 years, Prabhupada had bad health only. Sometimes he revealed, and most of the times he did not reveal. But he was for all 12 years having ill health only, materially, bodily, language wise speaking. But Prabhupada on high platform, it did not matter to him. He just went on pushing forward the mission of Lord Chaitanya. But in our case, we could take care of health. But then again, we should not go to the extreme. In the name of health, we just reserve so much that life will pass by and you will never be healthy. And meanwhile, time for death will also come. It should not go to that extreme also. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, of all, first is health. But health means to what extent? That also somebody should be able to tell us that enough of this. Like some 2 3 years back, I had serious problems in health. So Rajeshambru, I went for very heavy Ayurvedic treatment. So it was very heavy. So I was dropping it. I told Rajeshambru said, no, you can do it. I thought I should do it. So I went ahead. It was very heavy. Now also some part is going on. So then, but afterwards, after 2 years of doing that, then we again discussed, and he asked me how long you will be going on. I said, I'm also not knowing. So maybe I can leave now. He said, yeah, you can leave now. So in consultation with superiors, we could know when to go for it, how much to go, and when to come out of it. Like that. We require guidance. Paramatma will speak through them. But that faith should be there, that they are representative of Paramatma. Otherwise, we will doubt our superiors only. Then where is the hope? Then we will be very cozy, just taking care of health. And practically all proper disciples, what health they have? They just toiled like anything. Giriraj Maharaj had 2 3 bypass surgeries. You can see his only Jayapataka Swami Maharaj and so many others. Once his only Radhan Swami Maharaj told Gaur Gopal Prabhu to give some lecture or something. He said, Maharaj, I have headache, I cannot give this lecture. Maharaj said, for last 20 years, I have headache. He was completely, he said, I'll give lecture, Maharaj. So they may not speak only what they are undergoing. But sometimes they may reveal to conditioned souls like us. Then we come to know what they had been through. So there should be balance. I'm not saying it should be neglected, but okay. Any other? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
One, thank you for revealing this past, speaking this past time, Prabhuji. Just
Yeah,
one
thanks
question
to
on,
Krishna Swaraj Goswami. He's speaking the past time. I'm just
with
repeating.
enthusiasm. And actually, in this one small detail, I had a question. There, it is said that he's introducing Ramanand Rai as the first son of Bhavanand Rai. But means Arjuna means he's his third son.
Yeah, this should not be taken literally like that. First son means he is the topmost Vaishnava. Just like our Rupa Goswami is considered the head of all the 6 Goswamis. But his elder brother is Sanatan Goswami. But sometimes there is some hierarchy, just like in our ISKCON also. A senior devotee is according to age, according to when he came in Krishna consciousness, and also according to post position also. Somebody may be somewhat younger, came later, but has a big post like a president, or he may be sannyas. He might have taken sannyas earlier. So he may be given ghee lamp or some other things like that. That we don't have to become so much like after it. You understand? First son means is the topmost. Like other 4 we don't hear much. Vaninath Patnaik will get to hear because he was continuously with Mahaprabhu. When Mahaprasad is to be distributed, when Haridas Thakur left body. So we'll hear Vaninath Patnaik got Prasad because he's offered fully in the service of Mahaprabhu. But others like Kalanidhi, Sudhanidhi, and Gopinath Patnaik, little bit we hear. But Ramanand Rai, you will hear like anything. So much description. That's why it could be introduced as first son. Just like Arjun is also very famous, among the 5 Pandavas. Many times we hear Arjun only. Pandavas, Arjun. But Arjun is middle. He's younger to Yudhishthir and Bhim. Any other? Yes.
Uh, if I see in my life, for the sense gratification, there is a lot of utkanta, or like the mind is more eager. Although sometimes on a physical level or on the external level, we may not do it. but at least in terms of the hankering or the desires, that utkanta or the eagerness is there for that. Whereas for the extra, for the spiritual activities like extra chanting or reading or hearing, that eagerness is not so much. So how to develop that eagerness?
We need association. Association, the kind of association we have, accordingly we will become. Just like Prabhupada says, if you are in fire, iron rod is in fire, it becomes fiery. It develops the characteristics of fire. It is rod only, iron rod only, but because of the association, it becomes fiery. So similarly, we have to have association of such devotees who are not after sense gratification, who are missionaries, who day in and day out, they are only focused on how to spread the mission of Lord Chaitanya in nook and corner of the world. So if we are associating with such devotees, take instructions and try to execute, then all our these other hankerings, they will all go away automatically. But we have to take that. Prabhupada disciples, you can see how fiery they were, because they were in association with Prabhupada. It was not so easy. What Prabhupada accomplished in 12 years, hundreds and thousands of individuals cannot accomplish, in many decades also. So they were there, Prabhupada's servants, Prabhupada's associates, they could do that. So we also have to, it's individual's responsibility. If we feel that I am getting carried away by sense gratificatory desires, then I should seek association of those souls who are not like that. And in their association will also be very fiery missionary spirit. Isn't it? And all this, anyway, as you grow, when you cross 40, 45, you'll understand. There's not much pleasure there. You cannot continue. So association. साधु संग सर्व शास्त्र कोय लव मात्र साधु संगे सर्व सिद्धि होय. Just a moment's association with a sadhu can make us very powerful, give us life's mission. Prabhupada showed just around 1.5 hours of association with Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and whole history of the world changed. Prabhupada accepted it thoroughly, that I should lay down my life to follow the instructions of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So we need such kind of association. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, everybody practically was saying, freedom, freedom, freedom. We are under British subjection. Only one man, the way this Lilamrut described, beyond the four walls of this Gaudiya Mutt, the whole of India is talking about freedom fight. And he is only one man who is not have anything to do with freedom fight. He saying only problem in the world is lack of Krishna consciousness. Not British ruling, Mughals ruling, nothing. Only lack of Krishna consciousness. And only solution is Krishna consciousness. So we need such pure souls who know clearly this is it, nothing else. Nothing else will help the world. Even ISKCON also sometimes some devotees keep talking. Unless we are having good hands, we join hands with politicians, how would we be able to take it further and all that? So that is not the way. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, even Subhash Chandra Bose approached him, said, "You have so many youngsters, give me." How very smartly he told, "Oh, they are all lean, thin fellows. What is the use for your army? You require stout men. All simple fellows, lean and thin. Let them study scriptures, take some prasad, and remain here only." So Subhash Chandra Bose, like, ultimately Subhash Chandra Bose was convinced this is it. He came last before he left for Azad Hind Sena. He came, he offered full dandavat to Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He said, if only I was not here, I would have been in your Gaudiya Mutt, like your brahmacharis. But somehow I need to go. Please bless me. He took the blessings of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He understood this is more important than freedom fight. But somehow I have to go for this. So we need such pure Vaishnavas who are uncompromising. They are very clear basically. The world cannot be helped by anything. All these stopgap solutions. Material problems cannot have material solutions. Only spiritual solutions. Okay, we'll end here. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi.
Hare Krishna. Let us express our gratitude to His Grace Sundar Shyam Prabhu for sharing such wonderful nectarian katha. The same theme will continue tomorrow morning also, again at 8 o'clock. Devotees who are free can join in the morning for the last session in this visit. And Krishna Evening will be getting again Prabhuji's association in the month of September, next month after Janmashtami. Let's express our gratitude by chanting Hare Krishna mantra once. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna. So there is arrangement of prasadam made in the courtyard. Devotees can honor prasadam. No? Hare Krishna.
I have Mahaprasad for all. Mahaprasad of Shishi Radha Vrindavan Chandra. So we need one volunteer to distribute. A pakka volunteer. One place I went, some brahmacharis volunteered and it never reached